Nina and Gloria went to San Diego because they go to see Nina's brother. And I always end up staying home because I like the time by myself, just a few days. And I got to go to work anyway, and it's more convenient to just stick around. But because I work up in Boston, I stayed there for a couple nights. And then I realized, wow, there's an Alamo Drafthouse in Seaport.
Oh, yeah.
And I totally forgot, because it's like fairly new. Like, I think only the last couple of years. I'd never been before, but I'd been to the Alamo Drafthouse in Austin, Texas, back when we went to Austin. I saw Beetlejuice on a 35 millimeter work print, the initial one that they would have edited on. That's all beat up and stuff. It was great. Even in 2013, it was really fun to see something projected in 35, even if it was nasty. As a matter of fact, somebody in Discord linked me to a really cool video about 35 millimeter scans. This is like a hobby you could get into, EJ. Like, there's all these people on Reddit and elsewhere that find 35 millimeter copies of trailers of, like, somebody had like a full format scan of Spider-Man, the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movie, before they cropped it for video. You can see the full frame. So you can see like when they do a special effect, like the people's hands that come in and the, on the top and the boom pole and stuff. But also you can just sort of see the under processed, no digital color intermediary. People are scanning these things in 4K and stuff. So like there's like a whole, that's another rabbit hole you could fall down, is everybody's like 35 millimeter scans. And I believe that as movie theaters try to figure out what their value is going to be moving forward, I think 35 millimeter projection has to be part of the picture somewhere.
Yeah, you'd think. You can't just be popcorn buckets or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, popcorn buckets sure are a lot easier, but
yes,
even just having a projectionist like do it competently is kind of a skill hurdle.
Yeah, because you have to believe that there's like no humans in the projection booth right now.
Yeah.
They're probably all on a timer, just doing whatever.
Probably. But I was wondering, I was like, it'd be really nice if the Alamo Drafthouse had any kind of 35 projection, but they didn't. But what they did have, I'm looking at the schedule and I'm like, oh, tonight, Project Hail Mary. Tomorrow, Face Off.
Oh.
They're screening Face Off. Boy, do they do a lot of that in that movie. I'll be talking about that. So I was like, I'm going. And I remember that, of course, the thing that stood out about the Austin experience, or they had like the hallway to The Shining with a little like tricycle in the lobby. That was cool. And then when you got to the theater, you could order at your seats like cookies and all kinds of novel things that, you don't normally get to order. But they were very big, right, on like no phones, no talking. Like, and if you even fart in this theater, like you're out, like we're going to throw you in jail. They're like very aggressive in all of their media about it.
I want you to meet my colleague, Dr. Hamilton.
And I'd like you to get the fuck out of here.
Oh, it's all
Get out of here! Get out of my
room! So I'm expecting that going in. And I sit down and there's a little table. And there's a recliner, but it doesn't recline all the way. In other words, you press the button and it like lifts your feet up and it puts you back. But it my feet were at like this angle instead of like this angle.
Couldn't complete it. Couldn't complete the transition.
Yeah, finish me.
Finish me.
And I'm like, okay, how do I order it? So I look down, right? Everybody who's been to the Alamo in the last 10 years knows this, but I didn't know this. There's a big QR code, dude.
Oh.
What do you do with a QR code? You pull your phone out, don't you?
Get the fuck out of here!
It's all
Get out of here!
So it's Project Hail Mary is night one. And they're doing these like proprietary interviews with Lord and Miller, who directed the movie. I think those guys are awesome. They did like Lego Movie, Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, the 21 Jump Street movies.
Can you believe they fired those guys for Solo? How
would have been so good. Oh my God, release that. Release whatever it is they shot, Man,
Disney fucked up so bad. Oh my God.
Especially having seen Project Hail Mary, I'm like, those guys would have made a great Han Solo movie. Like, they would have actually had something. And I think that Alden Ehrenreich kid is good, and it just would have been a unique movie. Instead, it was whatever the fuck it was. Some Ron Howard crap. I mean, I guess there's worse Star Wars movies than that one, but like, would you ever rewatch the Solo movie?
Oh.
Anyway, they have like these interviews with these guys and they're running these kind of like funny reels about Ryan Gosling. It is in digital. So I scan the QR code and they've got like a bunch of weird popcorns. They've got like standard, they've got goldfish in it. We'll throw churros in it and this kind of stuff. I ended up getting a regular and it comes in like a metal bowl, not in a bag. Came in like a round metal bowl, like cooking bowl. One size only, which is huge. Infinite refills if you want them. I got a soda and the soda is $8. But here's the cool part. At any time throughout the 2.5 hours, if you want to go back on the phone which I thought was forbidden.
Don't text, because texting is totally just as disruptive as talking. If you do these behaviors, you're never going to be invited back to our living room ever again.
There's just a button that says refill soda, and some motherfucker comes out with a new soda for you.
Oh,
And it's just free. It's so good. And the same is true of popcorn, but I was done with popcorn after one bowl.
I would not be. I'd be shoveling it in.
Well, if you have a whole family, it's the way to go. Granted, I think like the kids talking or anything might be a problem. But then I'm sitting there going like, so the phone system, this is what we're doing? And then they have their like snarky preview. They always get like the celebrities who are associated with the movie to talk about not using your phone.
Shh. And no texting.
As you scan the QR code.
Yeah, Lord and Miller come on and say you're not allowed to use your phone anymore. And then it said something like, and if you're having a problem, somebody's chatting or somebody is using their phone, scan the QR code and complain about them.
Use your phone. Get out your phone.
And then it was like, we understand the irony of using your phone to complain about phones. Just don't be a jerk. So it's their way of saying like, we give up. I don't know. Look, I'm going to say something really controversial. One of the most controversial outtakes I've ever said before on the show. I think that if it's totally silent and you make an effort to not have it like out in the hallway or anywhere where it's like actually obstructing people's view, and the light is as dim as it will go, is the phone any more disruptive than like the rope lights along the banister?
Yeah, I don't think there's ever been a time where I've been disturbed by somebody's phone. It's usually people I'm disturbed by.
Yeah. I mean, I think if I was sitting a little bit like high up and down below was like some teenagers with like bright ass phones that was like catching my eye. But again, if they were making some effort to kind of like cradle it and it was dim, like I'm not going to notice. I'm not going to care. And I certainly don't care if they want to waste their money on looking at their phone instead of looking at the movie. I know. People hate the phones in movie theaters, but I feel like there's a perfectly acceptable way to get this done. Granted, it seems to me like every time I go to a movie theater, for some reason, there's like no reception in the movie theater anyway. So it kind of works out. Oh, and heated seats. So there's a little button beside the recliner. And you can put it to no heat, medium heat, or high heat. You can burn your ass.
You burn your asshole.
I turned it to high, and about halfway through that space Ryan Gosling movie, my butt was burning. I thought it was just part of the 4D experience.
Yeah, it's the 4D experience.
So Project Hail Mary.
It's very interesting. I feel like this came out of nowhere. Like I didn't hear anything about it until it was becoming a hit in theaters. $600 million. So big tentpole hit, I would say, for a non-franchise movie. I think that this movie is a great Hollywood movie. And I mean that in the best way possible. It had all of the craft, novelty, artistry, sophistication, and care of an artistic, auteur-led movie. And it had kind of all the positivity, cuteness, marketability, take the whole family. This is actually a family movie. If you watch the trailer, they kind of make it seem like it's like a scary movie about being alone in space.
Please state your name.
Ryland Grace. I just woke up from a coma. I'm several light years from my apartment.
They tease the fact that there's an alien friend in it.
So I met an alien. He's kind of growing on me. At least he's not growing in me.
But the alien friend is the whole movie. And it's cute. And it's marketable. And there's fake outs. I'm going to die. You're going to die. Oh my God, we have to say goodbye forever. Oh my God, we don't. There's spoilers. It's a happy ending kind of a movie with big stakes. So when I say Hollywood movie, I don't mean like Armageddon. I mean like Forrest Gump. Like Robert Zemeckis makes a great movie. Like Back to the Future is a really great Hollywood movie. And there's a great movie star at the center of it with Ryan Gosling. Really, I mean, he's very, very good in this. I'm thinking like if you could make some movies like this, where like it's a novel idea, it's got a personality from beginning to end, it moves along. There's memorable moments. You can sell a toy, probably.
Is this something I could take my boys to? Do you think they'd like it?
I think so. Well, I don't know if you'd want to take them to the movie theater for it. This might be a home video kind of situation. So it's 2.5 hours.
Oh, yeah. That rules it out.
Ryan Gosling is a middle school science teacher. So again, this is what I mean by Hollywood. Like,
yeah,
I'm a middle school science teacher, and I get caught up in this giant thing. And he's got this research and these ideas about some kind of like space energy, and some sort of like a Illuminati government comes to him and says, "We're revealing to you that the sun is dying. It's dimming, and it's going to cause like world devastation in the next 30 years at the rate that it's dying. But not just that the sun's dying." All stars in like the solar system are dying. So this is happening everywhere. except there's this one star 11 light years away that's not dying. And we have no idea why. And he ends up getting kind of sworn in because he has some novel ideas that they want to explore. They're desperate for answers. So they're going to any independent researcher or any independent scientist, just desperate for answers. And ultimately they need some volunteers to die in space, to go 11 light years away, to go get some like reconnaissance on this thing, send the information back in some minuscule hope that it will save existence.
It's what you Americans would call a long shot.
Hail Mary. I get it.
They kind of jump in time from like when he was first introduced to the problem to him being 11 light years out in space. You don't quite know how he ended up getting chosen for the mission. They kind of reveal that as time goes on. And that's sort of like part of the revelation. But he's up there and he went with 2 other astronauts. He's not an astronaut. That's a big part of the trailer. Like I put the knot in astronaut.
I put the knot in astronaut. I've never done anything. I've never done a spacewalk. I can't even moonwalk.
There's a lot of quirky jokes. Like when he's doing research, he's like eating a Twizzler. There's like a lot of quirk in this. These guys are comedians, you know, like, and that's also what I mean by a Hollywood movie. Like it makes everything palatable, everything watchable, even if it's a little annoying or whatever. It's like you kind of realize halfway through, you're like, this is a PG movie.
I think it's PG-13.
Yeah, it's PG-13. It could easily be PG. It's like there's no swearing really. So these other 2 astronauts went with him, and they all wake up out of a coma because they like went into deep hibernation to get there, and they're dead. They didn't survive the trip. So he's just up there with 2 dead people, and he has to kind of like memorialize their bodies and send them out into space. And then, spoilers, this giant, very alien aircraft rolls up on him, and it starts like sending him like these bottled messages, and he's like trying to catch them on the outside of the ship and understand what they are. And then he finally catches one. He tries to open it. He can't open it. It's alien, right? And it finally turns into like the ship docks with him and gives him this like tunnel where you can go walk up to it. And he walks up, and it's this like hermetically sealed shield. And there's like a little creature behind it he can barely see in the fog. And it's a little alien that looks kind of like a rock creature with like some spider legs. It uses like echolocation to see, and it's, you know, they're just from 2 opposite ends of existence. He starts calling this thing Rocky, and he starts using a laptop to map the sounds he's making to words. So then the movie comes up with a mechanism by which you can understand what Rocky is saying.
Why is a school teacher in space?
That's not bad.
I like.
All right.
It's of course like a cute voice because it's missing words and stuff, you know, so that's like charming.
Who is Grace talking to? Question.
There's no way you can hear me right now.
Can hear. Who are you talking to?
You can hear this.
Yes, Grace say you can hear this.
That is where he is.
Hello, Grace.
He's right here.
Hello, Grace friend.
Okay.
But basically, Rocky is the only survivor on his ship. And Ryan Gosling is the only survivor on his ship.
There you go.
Rocky watched crew die. Could not fix.
And they're both out there trying to do research to figure out how to save existence.
Oh, that's perfect.
That's
Beautiful.
a good premise.
That's a good premise.
You know, and they're from the opposite ends of life itself, and they both have to become friends to save all of consciousness. And they can't even breathe the same air and stuff. And so there's some cuteness where the rock creature like ends up creating his own little bubble, and he can like roll into the ship, and he's like, I'm moving in. You know, why is it so dirty in here?
Dirty. Why room so messy?
Well, I wasn't expecting company.
You know, and he has a wife at home, the rock creature. So they start calling it Adrian. Again, very Hollywood. Rocky finds out that Ryan Gosling plans to die out there, and that breaks his heart. And well, maybe I'll give you some of this energy I have, but it'll delay my return to my wife by 6 years. And so there's all this like relationship stuff, and a lot of fake outs, you know, a lot of goodbyes that don't become goodbyes, like I said. And it's really good. Lord and Miller, these are good filmmakers. These are really, these are some of our best, I think. You know, I couldn't possibly imagine a sequel to this thing. I don't think this is a franchise. So it's really cool to see like a $600 million movie that came out, and it's just good, and it's star-led. You know, like I kind of miss like movie stars.
Yeah, we don't have many.
I'm like not a huge Gosling guy. I mean, I guess.
I like The Notebook.
Yeah, Blade Runner is cool.
I mean, like he's in so many memes. He's a very iconic actor, I think.
Yeah, he's the only human in the, you know, there's a few other humans in flashbacks and stuff. But generally speaking, he's the only human you're watching. And he really has to carry the movie. These guys know where to put the camera. Like a lot of artistry in just the development of the visuals. You know, it's like one of those movies where like half the people watching it are going to cry. They're going to roll a tear.
Right.
But it's like not a super well-earned tear because it's a goofy, cheesy movie. But it's like it's good to have a cheesy movie, you know? You know, Hollywood comes with like the connotation of out of touch, contrived, emotionally immature. But I think there's like such a thing as like good Hollywood, which is just like, we're just trying to like produce positive content. Like, I don't think this movie's bad for you.
Well, it's kind of interesting that this movie came out and the Mario movie came out. And there was an energy for a second. I don't know, and I wonder how Mandalorian Grogu is gonna do. I hear that like the pre-sales are not that great, but maybe if it's actually good, people will come out to see it.
It'll make a few $100 million. I think that's But Star Wars is known to make a lot more than that, and but they've harmed that franchise very, very much.
We're two distinct individuals. Both working on our distinct individual parts of that mission. Separately. Okay.
Where are my bedrooms?
Bedrooms?
Subscribe to Red Cow Entertainment on Patreon for full episodes every other week.